the Venerable Macarius of Zhabyn, Wonderworker of Belev. January 22nd, a hieroschemamonk founds a monastery, endures its destruction during a time of national turmoil, and returns from hiding to rebuild it through divine command and tireless labor. A heads up in the spirit of transparency. Please be advised that this content may include destruction of a monastery, killing of monks, and severe persecution. The Orthodox Church remembers the Venerable Macarius of Zhabyn, Wonderworker of Belev, on January 22nd, the day of his repose, and again on September 22nd, in honor of the restoration of the monastery he founded. His life, spanning the late 16th and early 17th centuries, bears witness to steadfast faith and diligent labor during a period of profound upheaval in the Russian land. Born in the year 1539, the early years of Saint Macarius are not extensively recorded, yet it is known that from a young age he embraced the monastic calling. He received the monastic tonsure and chose a path of strict asceticism, withdrawing from the world to live as a hermit. In solitude, he dedicated himself to prayer, fasting, and the purification of his heart, seeking to offer himself entirely to God through a life of spiritual discipline and detachment from worldly concerns. This foundation of intense personal struggle prepared him for the greater labors that lay ahead. In the year 1585, guided by divine providence, Saint Macarius was drawn to a secluded area near the confluence of the Zhabyn and Oka rivers. Here, in this quiet place, he established a hermitage, laying the groundwork for a monastic community. He constructed a church dedicated to the entry of the most holy Theotokos into the temple, a sacred space that would become the heart of what was known as the Zhabyn Vedenskaya monastery. As brethren began to gather around him, drawn by his spiritual example and the sanctity of the place, Macarius was ordained a priest. He then assumed the role of spiritual father to the monks, guiding them in the monastic way of life, instructing them in the Holy Scriptures, and nurturing their souls through the sacraments of the Church. However, the peace of the monastery and the stability of the land were soon shattered. Russia entered a period of severe political and social crisis known as the Time of Troubles. This era brought widespread famine, civil strife, and foreign invasion. In 1615, the Zhabyn monastery became a casualty of this turmoil. Polish and Lithuanian forces attacked the sacred dwelling, bringing destruction to its buildings and violence to its inhabitants. Many of the monks were killed during this assault, and the monastery, a place of prayer and spiritual refuge, was utterly destroyed, reduced to ruins by the invaders. Saint Macarius, by God's grace, managed to escape the slaughter. He sought refuge in the surrounding forests, living in hiding and enduring great hardship. The privations of his escape led him to a state near death from starvation. In this dire circumstance, the saint received a divine vision. He was commanded to return to the desolate site of his razed monastery. Despite the overwhelming destruction and the personal suffering he had endured, Saint Macarius obeyed this command, trusting in the will of God. Returning to the ruins, Saint Macarius found only desolation. Yet, with unwavering faith and immense personal effort, he began the arduous task of rebuilding. He labored tirelessly, clearing the debris, repairing what could be saved, and constructing anew. His perseverance inspired the faithful in the surrounding areas, who came to assist him in this monumental undertaking. Through their combined efforts and the blessing of God, the monastery slowly rose from its ashes. Saint Macarius gathered a new community of monks, and monastic life, once extinguished, was rekindled at the Zhabyn monastery. Having completed his work of restoration and having guided his community for many years, the Venerable Macarius reposed peacefully in the Lord on January 22nd, 1623, at the age of 84. He was buried within the grounds of the monastery he had founded and twice restored. Following his repose, the Russian Orthodox Church glorified him for his profound ascetic labors, his steadfastness during persecution, and the many miracles of healing that occurred through his prayers, both during his earthly life and subsequently at his tomb. The memory of Saint Macarius continues to be honored, and his intercessions are sought by the faithful, who remember him as the Wonderworker of Belev, a testament to God's power working through his saints.